What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Sort of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sort of Truth series with a puddle of craft brew on the side. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and on this episode we are delivering Chapter 9 of Blood of the Fold to you.
Yeah, I guess in a way we are.
Yeah, I thought it made sense, like delivering an address or whatever, you know?
Like a president?
Yeah.
I don't think we're that fancy.
No, but like we're presenting something, right?
Yeah.
It works, whatever. It works, I promise.
Little trivia, do you know how many ties I own, Jade?
I don't think you actually own any.
I own 2 ties.
Oh, yeah, like weddings, right?
I have the blue one from when we got married,
Yeah.
and I've got the, salmon,
Yeah.
pink one from when our friend Vic and Adrian got married.
Yeah, okay, I remember that now, but...
And one black suit, and that's it.
Because we do have ties, but it's like a collection of, like, I don't even want to call them my dad's ties, because they're just, like, old ties that have collected that I keep in case kids need them for, like, costumes.
Oh, see, that's clip-on all the way.
Yeah.
I don't even fuck around with the ties. I mean, the 2 I have are ties, but yeah, for the kids, clip-on, 100%.
Oh, Ty. Do you remember Ty?
I do remember Ty.
What a great guy. Anyways, we are here to talk about Chapter 9, Nate. Do you remember?
Yes.
Good.
So, why are we here?
Yes.
She does this twice a week to me. She sets me in a room with these microphones and contraptions.
I feel like maybe that would be an entertaining thing to do to you.
Oh, God.
Just like hit record, and you're gonna have to listen to me now.
See
and
what
and
happens.
React. Yeah,
Oof.
but that's not what we're doing today. We are talking about Chapter 9 of Blood of the Fold.
That's right.
So when we left Richard, he had just met up with some, I don't know if you'd call them old friends because he barely knew them, but
Right.
Allies.
Acquaintances.
Yes, allies, acquaintances, new friends. They are new friends to him now. And so this group is now walking down the street towards the headquarters, because that's where we knew that they were headed towards at the end of the last chapter. And as they're doing this, the people scatter in all directions. They're, like, panicking because, ignoring the giant fucking guards and the Mordsith, which are pretty creepy on their own.
Bad enough to deal with.
Yeah. They are also walking with a 7-foot-tall...
Yeah, said 7.
...gar through the streets, which is not something you see every day. So...
Or, ever.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're panicking, but Richard thinks that's good. Like, if people are panicking, that means they're noticing. Like, this is good. We want them to not be, secure in what's going on.
Well, you keep them on edge a little bit. That can give you the advantage. But we find out that it's good for another reason, is because Richard had planned the way they were walking very specifically, too.
Yeah, it's not by chance that they're walking like this. Gretch is in the rear because he can protect from the rear, and he can also see above everybody's heads. So, like, technically he's protecting from all sides, really.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm sorry to break away, but like wolves and stuff, the leader is at the back of the pack.
Yeah,
he brings up the rear.
Yeah.
Right. The tail gunner.
Yeah.
In biker terminology. That's what Gratch is right now.
Yeah, the old ones and weak ones are up front, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But
so damn it, I was a road captain. I was up front. So am I weak or old, Jade?
Well, I don't know. Do you think Ulick and Egan are weak? Because they're the ones in front. They're going to clear the way.
I see your point, and you win.
Yeah, I know.
I would be fine to look like either one of those guys.
And the Mordsith are on either side. There was a little bit of a fight over this. They were all like, no, I want to be right next to Lord Rahl. And Richard was like, no, we're going to do this logically, and you're all going to be happy about it. And they were. So...
Yeah, because the jobs of both groups of people, the Mordsith and the First File, they're there to protect the Lord Rahl.
Yeah.
You can all do your job at the same time. Hey, look, I'm alive. You're doing your job right now. Good job.
But they both think they're more vital in it. What's interesting to me is when we saw Darkin, we never ever saw Darkin being protected by a Mordsith. So this seems like maybe they had that as part of their requirements as their job description or whatever, but it's not like he used them in that way all the time. Like,
Yeah.
they're making it seem for Richard. Like, they want to be for Richard. And I don't know if that's just a shift because they realize he's a better dude, so they want to protect him, and that they're taking it as their job now. Like, we're better suited for this than you guys are, so we're taking this over now.
Because they want to be.
Yeah. Dark and Rahl never had a fucking Lord Sith.
Or at least he did, just not in this way.
Yeah. Like, never with him.
Took him out and showed him off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't want to be construed as weak.
That could be.
He seems like
wizard.
a guy that would really, really matter to.
So a bunch of soldiers are hanging out outside this headquarters. Ulick tells them that they need to make way for the Lord Rahl, and this confuses everybody, but they all move back because, like, what if? You know, so a lot of them bow and basically just give him some room because they're like, I don't know what the fuck is happening right now, but this seems important.
You see the size of those two? I'm good.
In the Gar, man?
Yeah, I mean, and we will get to this too, but this is the bottom of like 3 tiers of making his way up to the headquarters, right? This is the bottom of the steps. So these guys are like, meh. This is what we talked about before with Dark and Rahl setting up his group of people. The ones that are closest bonded to him are super close, and the ones that are kind of wishy-washy are further away.
Right.
So as Richard and crew walks in through this, low tier, they're like, yeah, we don't know what's going on. But somebody up there, if they know what's not supposed to be going on, they'll correct you and stop you. But we're good here.
It's kind of right. They get more and more resistance as
right.
they go. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is that I'm not sure. I don't know when I first read this, how I read it. Did you, when you first were reading through this, or even today when you were reading through this, did you realize that Richard was invisible the whole time?
No, I didn't realize it until, because we knew that Richard was with them, right? Mm-hmm. They're walking through the street, they're in formation, we know Richard has to get somewhere, so I kind of put 2 and 2 together, but I didn't realize that nobody else knows he's there because he's underneath his Mriswith cape.
Yeah.
Not until it said he was underneath the hood of the cape watching. So I was like, oh shit, he's invisible.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember my very first read through, but I remember him like unveiling. So every time I've read through after that, I have remembered. But the writing does leave a little bit to making you wonder if he is or not until you get to the end. Like, he never explicitly says nobody can see him. There's just a lot of very confused people and a lot of people gesturing at empty space for a lot of the chapter, which makes it funnier. But yeah, he's under the Mriswith cape watching everything that's going on, and I don't know, it just made me laugh because it looks like Gratch is the Lord Rahl, right?
Yeah, they're like, make way for the Lord Rahl. He's the biggest guy. Ulick and Egan are big.
And they're in front, like nobody's behind them except the empty space.
That's all it is.
And then Gratch. So
there's the Mord Sith. Are they 2 to the right, like square formation, or are they 2 to the right and left, like in a line? Because I imagine a square. So you have Ulick and Egan, right? Oh. Essentially, you have 6 people in Lego formation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And then you have Gratch at the back in the center.
Okay.
Now, back when I was never the tail gunner, so to speak, but whenever I would ride at the back of a pack of bikes, I always split the lane because then I felt like Santa Claus driving all his reindeer. It's weird, but try it sometime. You'll love it. But yeah, it makes it look like Gratch is the guy that they're escorting.
Yeah, he's the one in the back. Obviously, he's not going to be the fucking Mord Sith, so...
And you don't put Santa at the front of the parade,
right.
So...
Right. So, yeah, that made me laugh, because after I did realize it, I was like, oh, so Gratch is being paraded around as the Lord Rahl until they get in there. No wonder people are freaked out.
King Gratch.
Like, what the fuck is happening today? Did I eat something I shouldn't have?
No, the mushrooms are in the freezer.
So they make it all the way to the top of the headquarters steps until one of the Daharans, a guy Richard's size, stops them. Like, they make it all the way through all these guys before anybody even questions it. And Egan does not take any shit about this at all.
None.
He just immediately backhands the dude when he doesn't move and then keeps it moving. Like, he's like, fuck you, bye.
But that's a guy as big as Richard.
Yeah, he just threw him like a rag doll.
So... Ulick, or I'm sorry, not Ulick, Egan. They
They're
kind of go hand in hand.
They're the same person.
Eugen So he smacks this guy as big as Richard. So he could do that to Richard.
Oh, yeah.
Not that he would. I'm sure as a first file, if he harmed the Lord Rahl...
It'd be a problem.
Yeah, death, obviously.
Plus, I know Richard has admitted to them that he doesn't know how to use his gift, really, but he has the gift, so I wouldn't.
And we know it's born out of necessity,
yeah.
So who knows what'll happen.
But Richard's not happy about the violence because he told them all he didn't want anybody hurt unless necessary, like absolutely fucking necessary.
That's why the trick.
Yeah,
We're tricking people so we don't have to hurt people.
Exactly.
We're just going to sneak right in.
Yeah, which does make me wonder a little bit what his original plan would have been, just like running in there with his sword and being like, I'm not going to hurt you, but listen.
in the fantasy genre, Jade, what we refer to that as is pulling a Richard.
Yeah.
Just running in with your sword.
And just hoping it'll work out, and it probably will, let's be real.
I actually should give him more credit because he's a very smart character, so he doesn't really charge in, but when charging in with the sword is necessary, he's the guy. To
be fair, in this episode, chapter, whatever, he actually says he went in without a backup plan to get out, and so he's like, fuck, I don't know what to do now.
So it's like, let's put off the violence until we absolutely have to commit violence, then let's do a lot of violence.
Yes, all the violence. But he is wondering at this point what all of these people might deem necessary. Like, they are not the same level as he is in his mind with necessary violence, which, honestly, he's pretty extreme when it comes to that, too. So, his scale is off also. He's not like a normal person's scale, and these people is even more exaggerated. So, yeah, there might be some bloodshed, I would assume.
I think that's safe.
So he's worried, and he should be, because what happens next? He could have called this, I think, what happens once they get inside. Like you said, they get to another group of soldiers, like another level.
Yeah, they level up like a video game. Now you have your tier 2 people that you have to fight your way through.
That are going to be a little bit harder. They're going to interrogate you a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so these men, they freak out right away, because they're like, what the fuck? But then when they see you look in Egan's arm pokers, that's what those are going to be called, arm pokers?
The arm pokers.
They kind of chill out a little bit because they recognize that that's the Lord Rahl's personal guard.
Same team.
Yeah, so like, okay. But then the head dude of this little group runs up to Reyna and is all like, what the fuck is going on? All up in her face, and that's a big mistake.
Why?
Because he meets her at jail, like, right away.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
Oh, she digs it right into his shoulder and he drops. And, you can't blame him. I mean, not that you could blame him. I'm sure it wasn't voluntary. Those fuckers hurt. But, I'm sure any resistance he thought he was going to get would come from Ulick and Egan. And so he goes to the Mordsith. But these people are Taharans, so he's aware of what a Mordsith is. So you would rather go to the big guys if you were thinking. But he was like, you're a smaller person. What's going on here?
Exactly. You know what? And I think that maybe that's an important thing, maybe not important, but interesting thing to bring up is that even though he knows how dangerous Mordsith are, there's such a, ingrained thing in some people's mind that the man is going to be tougher and, give me more shit, so I'm going to go after the smaller woman, or smaller person in general, but typically in these situations it's something like this. I'm going to yell at the woman because she's not going to be able to come at me the same way that he is.
Right.
And he got dropped.
You would think.
Yeah.
But it's just like me. You're a cold-hearted killer, and I'm just a teddy bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't piss Jade off, guys. Subscribe. Subscribe like a motherfucker. Please, somebody help me. I'm kidding.
I mean, to be fair, you are not as tough as me when it comes to being angry. You'll get mad, but then you get over things quicker, I think, than I do sometimes.
Yeah, but the fuse is way shorter, baby.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, though. It's a short fuse, you explode, but then, things settle, and it's fine.
You're more like a planned vengeance kind of person.
Yeah, it's a slow burn. It builds up, and then who says if it ever goes out, man?
So what happens next in the chapter, Jade? I'm super interested to see what happens after this level 2 resistance here.
Well, this guy, not surprisingly, points the way to where Rybish is after this. He's like, you don't